Yeah, we started recording. Namaste. We'll start with our Ganesha prayer. Om Vakratudda Mahakaya Surya Koti Samaprabha Nirvighnam Kurume Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada Sada Shiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine व्योमवत्व्याप्त देहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ओम नमः प्रणवार्थाय शुद्ध ज्ञानैकमूर्तये निर्मलाय प्रशांताय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। पिंडु संकटनाशन गणेश स्तोत्रम। ओम गणानां त्वा गणपतिगं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तवं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणान् ब्रह्मणस्पद आनशृण्वन् ऊतिभिः सीदसादनम्। ओम श्री महागणपतये नमः। नारद उवाच प्रणम्य शिरसा देवं गौरीपुत्रं विनायकं भक्तावासं स्मरे नित्यम् आयुः कामार्थसिद्धये। प्रथमं वक्रतुण्डं च एकदन्तं द्वितीयकं तृतीयं कृष्णपिङ्गाक्षं गजवक्त्रं चतुर्थकं लम्बोदरं पंचमं च षष्ठं विकटमेव च सप्तमं विघ्नराजं च धूम्रवर्णं तथाष्टमं नवमं भालचन्द्रं च दशमं तु विनायकम् एकादशं गणपतिं द्वादशं तु गजाननं द्वादशैतानि नामानि त्रिसन्ध्यं यः पठेन्नरः न च विघ्नभयं तस्य सर्वसिद्धिकरं प्रभो। विद्यार्थी लभते विद्यां धनार्थी लभते धनं पुत्रार्थी लभते पुत्रान् मोक्षार्थी लभते गतिं जपेत् गणपति स्तोत्रं षड्भिर्मासै फलं लभेत् संवत्सरेण सिद्धिं च लभते नात्र संशयः। अष्टभ्यो ब्राह्मणेभ्य लिखित्वा यः समर्पयेत् तस्य विद्या भवेत् सर्वा गणेशस्य प्रसादतः इति नारद पुराणे संकटनाशन गणेश स्तोत्रम संपूर्णम्। गुरु स्तोत्र। अखंड मंडलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुरेव परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। स्थावरं जंगमं व्याप्तं यत्किंचित् सचराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। चिन्मयं व्यापि यत्सर्वं त्रैलोक्यं सचराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। सर्वश्रुतिशिरोरत्न विराजित पदाम्बुजः वेदान्ताम्बुज सूर्यो यः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। चैतन्य शाश्वत शान्तो व्योमातीतो निरञ्जनः बिन्दुनाद कलातीत तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। ज्ञान शक्ति समारूढ़ः तत्वमाला विभूषितः भुक्ति मुक्ति प्रताता च तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। अनेक जन्म संप्राप्त कर्म बंध विदाहिने आत्मज्ञान प्रदानेन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। शोषणं भवसिन्धोश्च ज्ञापनं सार संपदः गुरोः पादोदकं सम्यक् तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। न गुरोरधिकं तत्त्वं न गुरोरधिकं तपः तत्त्वज्ञानात् परं नास्ति तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। मन्नाथ श्री जगन्नाथः मद्गुरु श्री जगद्गुरुः मदात्मा सर्वभूतात्मा तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। गुरुरादिरनादिश्च गुरुः परमदैवतं गुरोः परतरं नास्ति तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं विश्वतत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यं एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि. Let's do Gita Dhyanam. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Gratitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamritavarshiniം Bhagavatim Ashtadashaadhyayiniం Amb Tvamanusandathami Bhagavad Gite Bhavadveshinim Namostute Vyasa Vishala Buddhe Pullaravindaayata Patra Netra Enatvaya Bharata Taila Purnaha Prajvalito Jnanamaya Pradeepah Prapanna Parijataya Totra Vetraikapanaye Jnanamudraya Krishnaya Gita Duhe Namaha Sarvopanishado Gavo Dogdha Gopalanandanaha Partho Vatsa Sudhir Bhokta Dugdam Gitamritam Mahate Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Bhishma Drona Tata Jayadrata Jala Gandhara Nilotpala Shalyagrahavati Kripena Vahani Karnena Velakula Ashwathama Vikarna Ghora Makara Duryodhana Vartinim Sotirna Khalu Pandavai Rananadi Kaivartaka Kesavaha Parasharya Vachas Saroja Mamalam Gitartha Gandhotkatam Nanakyanaka Kesharam Harikata Sambodhana Bodhitam Loke Sajjana Shatpatairaharaha Pepiyamanam Muda Bhuyad Bharata Pankajam Kalimala Pradvamshina Shreyase Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yatkripa Tamaham Vande Paramananda Madhavam Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Marutaha Sthunvanti Divyaistavaihi Vedai Sanga Padakramo Panishadaihi Gayanti Yam Samagaha Dhyanavastita Tadgatena Manasa Pashyanti Yam Yoginaha Yasyantam na vidusura suragana devaya tasmai namaha. Om. In due course, we will learn more shlokas. There are other beautiful shlokas. We will learn all of them. It will improve our enunciation. Things that we'll work on. So, Atha Dvitiyodhyayaha. We'll start chanting from. We'll chant from 11. So that let's get used to chanting. I will chant slowly, but I will not break up till we go up to 15, 16. So let's slowly we'll chant. Okay? Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Ashocyananvasocastvam Pragyavadanscha Bhashase Gatasuna Nanushocanti Panditaha Natvevaham Jatu Nasam Natvam Neme Janadhipaha Nachaivana Bhavishyamaha Sarve Vayamatah Param. 13. Dehinosmin Yatha Dehe Kaumaram Yauvanam Jara Tatha Dehantara Praptihi Dhirastatra Namuhyati. 14. Matra Sparshastu Kaunteya Shitoshna Sukha Dukkhada Agama Payino Nityaha Tan Stitikshasva Bharata. We'll chant this once more. And this should be virtually memorized so that you keep chanting all the time, anytime, because the human life, individual life, will be full of pinpricks. There will be pinpricks, there will be lots of them. Sometimes pinpricks will become even porcupine pinpricks. Be very sharp pricks, so we should know how to handle it, and you can't complain. Complaining doesn't help. We'll have to Tanstitikshasva. We'll look at it today a little more in detail. So I want to chant this again, this one and the next one. Matra sparshastu kaunteya shitoshna sukha dukkhada agama payino nityaha tan stitikshasva bharata. Verse number 15. Yam hina vyatayantete purusham purusharshabha samadukha sukham dhiram somratitvaya kalpate. So we have to look at a few very important points here. One is Shita, Ushna, Sukha, Dukkha. Shita, Ushna is pain and pleasure. The outcome, Shita, Ushna happens at the physical body level. It can happen at the physiological body level. At the physical and the physiological. Sukha and Dukkha happens at the suksha, it goes into the mental layer. So there is pain. So you say, Ayo, pain. That becomes dukkha. So it goes a little inside. The layers go inside. Sukha, dukkha. What happens? Our interaction in this world, we interact through this body with the world of bodies, things, events, positions, possessions. These interactions happen through sense organs. These sense organs interaction, matra, sparsha, will give you shita, ushna, and the result of shita, ushna can be sukha and dukkha. So how do we handle it? The teacher says, agama apai. They will come, they will go. From this only they said, this too shall pass. So agama apai Tans titikshasva, take it in your stride. Accommodate is the best word. I have not been able to find a better word. Okay. Accommodate means this. See, it's very important to understand something very, very unique here. You have to understand. Where does the problem come from? My problem is regret, remorse, guilt stemming from the past, and anxiety going into the future. I live either in the past or in the future. I don't live now. We always live either in the future or in the past. The past, whereas in our grammar, it's simply bhutkal. It's only the Westerners have perfected it. Your present perfect, your past perfect, past tense, past perfect continuous. So, past perfect continuous tense. So there's a remote past and do past. And if only I had been able to do. So people who have studied English are very comfortable dwelling in the past and also loving your English there. And when I say something, they say, no, this is how you have to say. They reinforce my pain by saying this is the correct grammatical expression for that. So the language helps us dwell in the past. Dwell in the past means regret. Okay, look at some of the thoughts, which I have. All of us have. All of us have. Each one of us. I wish I had a different childhood. I wish my parents had more means. I wish my brothers were more influential than what they are today. I wish I had married into a very influential family. Okay. I wish I had not married this person. I wish I had married that person. I wish my son was a little more obedient. I wish my daughter was a little more obedient. I wish I had studied better. I wish I had taken up that job and not this job. I wish I had not agreed for this. This is on the one side. I wish I am able to be in control of my emotions. I wish I am able to fall asleep. I wish I am physically, I wear physically fit. Look at the list. It is so long that it will become longer than 701 verses of the Bhagavad Gita. Luckily, Arjuna didn't go for all that. Otherwise, Krishna would have quit and ran back to Dwaraka. So how to handle this? It's very, very important that unless I resolve this, there will not be progress in our life at all. When I say progress in our life, it is not making money, it is not ordering facilities. I can have a comfortable life. I can be a very wealthy person. I can live among hundreds of servants and be perfectly miserable. Okay? If we want to make your life, you can exist any which form you like. But if you want to make your life, you have to resolve this past. This past has to be resolved. So how to resolve the past? We have to appreciate one aspect of the past. It is over. The past is over. It is behind me. You can't do anything about the past. You can't rewrite it. You can't modify it. Okay? If we dwell in the past, what happens is you are exercising your will and refuse to accept certain realities. And as long as I'm not willing to accept realities, there is no way I will be free from dukkham. The only way out of dukkham is resolving and facing the realities. And the only way to face realities is with the past. Samjhauta, you have to compromise with the past. There's a nice song, old song in the 60s. No? Samjhauta homo se kar lo. There's a nice song. You have to make peace with the past. Assuming we are all sitting here and Krishna is so happy that we are doing our Vedanta lectures. And we tell Krishna, Krishna, please come. Krishna will definitely come. He would love to come. And you tell him, Krishna, I want only one thing from you. Let's go back and correct my past. Krishna will say, if you can help me, I will be better off because I have a lot of past correction to do. I wish I were not born in a jail. I wish I didn't have to kill up my mama. Krishna may have his own agenda. So, even if God was with you, if Krishna was sitting next to you, if Ishvara was sitting to you, next to you, he says, sorry, I can't do anything about the past. It is over. You can't do anything about the moment it has gone by. So therefore, when we say Tans Titikshasva, accommodate, this has to open out and say, the past, along with all its outcomes, is totally acceptable to me. Not just the past, the outcome. I'm okay with the past. I only wish this outcome was different. I only wish this was different. No, outcome, cause, effect, cause, effect, cause, effect. The past, along with its outcomes, have to be totally acceptable to me. Unless it is totally acceptable to me, this database will not clear. Some muck will always remain there. And as long as there is muck there, it will keep surfacing at some point of time in the form of complexes. In a most happy situation, in the happiest of situations, you will be sitting there lonely, wishing that nobody is there to care for me. If only I had done this, if only I had done that. In a perfectly happy situation, you will be the only. You are not in the minority, you are in the majority. In a hall, there are suppose 100 people, 100 different scripts are running inside. 100 different scripts. Sweet Patrone, if only I had arranged it, I would have arranged Rasagullas. Rasagullas, I wish I had listened to my doctor. I am not able to eat Rasagulla because of diabetes. Some regret in your system will keep running. That tape will keep running. That tape has to stop. There is a karmic balance here. It has to be cleared. The only way to clear it, okay, the only way you have to do is make peace. How to make peace? You cannot make peace by will because it's too big. The script is too big, coming out generations after generations. It's coming from Janma Janma. It's too big a script. You can't do anything about it. You have to make peace. You can't do it with will. The will has to be surrendered. The will has to be surrendered. You have to declare your helplessness. You have to surrender the will, and the will has to surrender to the total. I, the individual, has to surrender my total, surrender my will to the total. Ishvara. Okay. All of us have, see, many of us, especially Vedantic students, have problem with Ishvara. So somebody would have told you, you are Brahman. So I am Ishvara. Who will I surrender to? I will surrender to myself. No. See, all these are physical bodies. All the physical bodies put together is the total physical body. All the Sukshma Sharira, subtle bodies together is the total Sukshma Sharira. The total Karana Sharira is Maya. And the world is something which is intelligently put together. The whole, when you see the universe, when you see how planets are working, how the system is working, you are able to track the progress of every constellation, every galaxy. Sitting here, because there is a pattern. If there was no pattern, you will never be able to predict that there will be an eclipse a few months from now. If there was nowhere and never has it happened that in June you had winter in Tamil Nadu. Agni Nakshatram will hit you on April 28th. There is a calculation going on. Perfect. It works to perfection. That means there is an intelligent cosmic creation outside. There is something intelligent. And intelligence can rest only on a conscious being. So Ishvara is a conscious being, a total conscious being. This has to be very clear. Otherwise, you will never be able to pray properly. You have to understand that Ishvara is the total intelligent cause of creation. Total intelligent cause. I'll come to the other cause shortly. It's a total intelligent cause. Being the total intelligent cause, the intelligence, the knowledge, the vairagyam, everything is infinite. I am happy. Ishvara is infinitely. So I have to look, I am 0 watts bulb, that is maybe 1000 watts bulb. So I have to look at Ishvara as a cosmic being, an intelligent cosmic being. And to that intelligent cosmic being, I lift my hand up in prayers. I say, I am helpless. So we first have to have Sharanagati, surrender. Helpless. Pahi, pahi, protection, protection, protection. It's good. You can talk. You can chant. You can chant mantras. You can sing. You can go on Tirtha Yatra. But whatever you do, you have to understand that I need to surrender. I need to surrender to the total. I need to surrender to the total and tell the total, I am helpless. Therefore, help me. Hey Govind, hey Gopal, Uddharamam, lift me up. Deenam, Ati Deenam, Balahinam, I am so weak. There is no way out. You alone has to help me. Help me in what? Accept the past totally. May I be able to accept my past along with all its outcomes totally. This prayer must be a part of our system. Then comes the next part of the prayer. There are certain things about my past which cannot be changed at all. Let me gracefully accept what I cannot change. There are certain things I can change. May I have the courage to change things that I can change. And above all, may I know the difference, what I can change and what I cannot change. Let me not struggle to change things which I cannot change. You cannot change you can change your name, but you can't change your parents. You can change your parents' names, but parentage cannot be changed. Nothing can be changed. That way, so many events in the past cannot be changed. But what are the things we can change? You can change your attitude. You can change your attitude with reference to yourself. You can change your attitude with reference to the things that you relate to. You can change your attitude with reference to the people you relate to. So that's where we say, bring reality into the scene. What is the reality? Everything around me is changing, will change. Relationships will change. Events will change. Things will change. The thing that gave me satisfaction 5 minutes ago can make me most miserable now. This is a reality. It is called Vyavahara. This is the way the world is. So when I say Tan Sitikshasva, please appreciate the reality of the world. Don't say, how can it be? It is. The fact is, it is like that. Why is it so? There is no answer for why. There is no answer for how. But there is always an answer for what. What next? So what can I change? I can change my attitudes. I can perhaps look into the past and identify where are the areas where I made mistakes. You can identify your mistakes, but you have to accept the mistakes and the outcome. You can't say, I wish I had not made that mistake. The thought will be there. Okay. So here there's one more change you have to bring in. Suppose the mind tends to dart back into the past. You have to accept that darting back mind as well. You can't tell, I wish my mind didn't do this, because the mind is capable of doing it. The moment you accept the mind, you have acknowledged a fact. You can do something about it now. Suppose you say, I wish the mind didn't function like it. You're not accepting a reality. The mind is taking you for a walk. So you'll have to accept the fact that the mind has a capacity to go back. Not only go back and dwell and recall and play back the tape so beautifully. So accept the reality. So when you say, Tanstitikshasva Bharata, accept the past along with its outcomes. Accept gracefully what cannot be changed. Identify what can and initiate the change. Okay? There is something called honesty prayer. There's some very, very honest prayer. You have to say, if you really want to be free from dukkha, you have to say this honesty prayer. Don't say it all aloud, at least say it to yourself. Okay, tell yourself, I have invested heart and time in pursuing and nursing false beliefs, false hopes, false expectations. And having nursed them, they are become so strong and rooted that they are so lying around as reality around me. You are constantly wishing, I wish it was like this. I wish it was like, I wish this hadn't happened. I wish this hadn't happened, because your investment is heavily tied up there. Such heavy emotional investment, and all emotional investment value today is 0 or minus now. So you'll have to tell yourself, oh Lord, I don't like the word Lord or God. I say, Ishvara, may I have the honesty and courage to drop all these nursed, false, invalid beliefs. You have to have the courage to drop them. It doesn't happen overnight. If it happened overnight, all of it would have been Brahma Vidya on day one. First, drop this. Having dropped this, comes the next part of the prayer. May my energies be directed. May my energies be directed to areas which are valid. So bring it. What is the valid? Atma Vichara is a valid pursuit. Inquire, who am I? Satsanga is a valid pursuit. Okay, Bhakti is a valid pursuit. So go for investment of energy in valid areas. Tans titikshasva bharata, pain will come. If you have lived a life coming from the past, pain will come. Some complex, some problem will surface. You always feel, I wish somebody had treated me better. I wish I had got that posting because of anything. Something, look back, there'll always be a cause to blame. So we have one next step. I don't blame anybody. Even more, I don't blame myself. We Hindus have one more beautiful aspect to blame. Shanishwara, Rahu, Ketu. Yeah. Some unique combinations will say. They particularly will say, no, they will always say, everything is fine, but you are going through this dasha. That's why it is not working. According to this, you should have been here, but unfortunately, here I know I am here already. You are only reinforcing that I am a small person. So as long as you have not made peace with the past, you will continue to be a small person. You will enjoy being a small person at some point of time. You can write nice poetry, nice songs, lovely songs are there. The beautiful song I listened to this after. दो रोज में ये प्यार का आलम गुजर गया, बर्बाद करने आया था, बर्बाद कर. Lovely song. He made 10 lakh rupees by writing this song. So you are now convinced that pain will give you money now. So this is how your life will be. You are so used to, there is a story of a fish vendor who somebody liked her so much and said, I will make you a cinema star. And she became a very famous cinema star, got a huge bungalow in T Nagar. But in the night, she could not fall asleep. She said, I have to sleep with that fish basket. Only then I will be able to sleep. And that is our condition. You say, no, I can't believe everything is working so perfectly. This is a plot. Okay, and we also have to understand, there are a lot of saying, pursuit of Vedanta is very difficult. A lot of people will tell you, it is tough. It is like walking on a knife's edge. It is like climbing the Himalayas. If you fall down, you slip down. All these scary philosophies just to keep you afraid. Please understand, you are pursuing happiness. How can the past be unhappy? The path of pursuit of happiness, how can it be unpleasant? If it is unpleasant, I have to ignore the unpleasant and look only at the pleasant. Let's take each of our life. Most of us have had substantial pleasant things. But the problem is, the unpleasant is remembered. One unpleasant, another unpleasant, come together and squeeze out all the pleasantness that you had in your life. Something happened at 20, something happened at 50. Shani Dasha working one round, Shani. You have logic also for all that. And somebody will confirm it. So please understand, we have to necessarily disengage from the past. The disengagement from the past starts with this prayer. Then comes the next part of disengagement. You say, I'm happy about what you gave me in the past, because that has made me as I am today. If I'm able to speak well, if I'm able to give you some experiences which are very valid, because I must have gone through that experiences, it's so real. Okay, so you understand, okay, that has contributed to what I am today. More importantly, because of the pain and the past, I appreciate that I can pray to you. It's a great thing. Prayer is like a very will-based, prayer is something like, you have to understand something. Two things about prayer. Prayer is, it has to, the whole being has to come. You can't say, you can't be a part-time prayer. The whole being has to pray. That's why, all these bhakti stories, the whole being prays. The person's forgotten everything. That I was sharing a song, Hey Nataraj, Gangadhar Shambho. It was written by a fellow called Shailendra. He was in such poor condition and he was in front of a Shiva temple. He sits there and writes, Tumhari Jai Ho. He did not ask for 1 penny for himself. He said, Tumhari Jai Ho. Main rahu sada sharan tumhari. May I always remain in dhyanam of you. Though I am in pain, I would like to be in your dhanam. He writes that. A few years later, somebody noticed it in his diary. They made it as a song in the movie Sangeet Samrat, Tansen, and Shailendra became one of the richest lyrics writer. So, we don't pray that one day I become a lyrics writer. I pray quite simply. I say, see, to be in the, it is, Ram se bada Ram ka naam. Just to say the name of Ram, you must be fortunate. They says, all this goes in the bhakti, because unless there is total surrender, unless the whole being is given up, you just cannot invoke the blessings of Ishvara. That is one side. Then prayers are action. It is a karma. And any karma will give you results. You will have drishta phalam. You will have adrishta phalam. Drishta phalam is immediate quietening of the mind. Okay, even doctors tell next 72 hours you can't do anything, pray. So at least, next day you pick up a book and start doing kaka, kaka, kanagavel, kaka, something. At least you'll be quiet. Okay. Adrishta phalam, maybe things will fall into place. Certain things will fall into place. Things always fall into place. We have to appreciate this very much. Things will fall into place. The whole wheel, the chakra, the destiny is a constant moving chakra. Okay? And you have to have total faith to say the chakra is moving in my favor. The chakra is moving in my favor. If I am going through pain, there is some lesson there. Something is happening. I should simply say, what is it that I have to learn from this situation? Rather than say, I wish I had not done this. So what do I do now? What do I have to learn? If this is the attitude, then tan titiksasva, hey Bharata, you accommodate this sukha dukkha, and such a person in the next verse says, teacher says, Yam hina vyatayantyete purusham purusharshabha. Hey Purusharshabha, Arjuna, saha purusha yam. That which does not, na vyatayanti, na does not disturb. Okay? Such a person, sama sukha dukkha dhiram. One who is learned to accommodate dukkha and sukha and dukkham, and who is a dhira, who is a wise man, understand he is ready for amritatva. He is ready for immortality. What is immortality? Next teacher is going to educate you. You are ready now. You are ready for Brahma Vidya. Okay. And people have shown various degrees of understanding. But I don't know whether it was from the background of dukkha, this knowledge, but people have shown. And there was this tennis player, a black tennis player called Arthur Ashe. He was suffering some jaundice or something. They gave him a blood transfusion. And the blood transfusion, they gave him HIV positive blood. So it turned out to be HIV positive. So somebody came and said, he was praying. Somebody said, very unfortunate and very unkind. He said, what is unkind about that? He said, he has given you all this. He said, look, blacks are not treated properly in the US. I was treated well. I got a chance to play at the highest level in the US. I got a chance to win the Wimbledon. I was known as a #1 tennis player in the world. I made a lot of money. I'm a rich man today. Then for all this, I don't say, when I say God, when I'm not blaming God for all this, I said, for one small transfusion, why should I blame him? He said, that's also, it calls for, he is a sama dukkha, sukha, dhira. He's a dhira, the person who is able to accommodate this. So, crisis, maybe some people respond well in crisis. But if you respond in knowledge, then even if you respond in crisis, if your mind is open, if you have the proper the attitude to pray, you are ready for the next part of the knowledge. Jamhina vyatayanti, one who is not disturbed. Vyatayanti, one who is not disturbed. Okay, not disturbed doesn't mean that you are indifferent. Let's say somebody comes and tells you the pain. There's something which has happened in somebody's house, and he says, I went through all this. So you should not quote all this there. Matras, Parshas, Kaunteya, quote panna. You have to tell him, pray, everything will be all right. That is education for you. You have to tell, pray everything for you. I will be okay. I will pray for you. When the person is in a better frame of mind, you can possibly say, okay. Let me tell you a very nice thing that happened once. In my satsang, which I used to run in my house in Arepuram, there was a Reserve Bank colleague who used to attend. She said my sister-in-law or some relative of hers wanted to come. And she says the sister-in-law's husband is very, very unwell. And she says, can we do some prayers for him? And she says, then I wrote out a prayer. Trambakam yajamahe sugandhim srishtivardhanam urvarukamiva bandhanat pratyurmukshi. I said, chant it every day for the next 12 days. On the 13th day, the gentleman passed away. So this Reserve Bank colleague came to me and said, she said, my cousin wants to come. That is, the husband is her cousin, yeah. This lady's husband was her cousin. She says, my cousin's wife wants to come and meet him. So they are welcome. She said, please give her time much before the class or much after the class because she wants to come and fight with you. She says, you gave her Mahamrityunjay Japam and the husband passed away. I said, no, I want her to come during class time. I want her to challenge me in front of everybody. I said, if what I'm taught is valid, let her come and challenge. If I can't answer, I will stop teaching from that day. So she came and said, you taught me Mahala, this mantram, that mantram. It didn't work. I said, let's finish the class and talk. So after finishing the class, I told her, can you tell me something about Devaraja? So she told, he's a sportsman. He used to play golf. He used to play tennis. He went walking to Kailasha so many times. Then I said, what was the illness? He said he was in some kind of coma condition where he's able to see everything, but he cannot speak. He could not respond. I said, how would have liked him to live that life for the next 20 years? He said, oh my God, I'm sorry to have asked this question. I said, your prayers are always answered. Maybe not what you wanted, but what you need. What you need has happened. There was a beautiful story which says, a lady's father suffered a stroke. And this lady is driving and she got a call. So she drove to the hospital and he says, we can't say anything. He's in some ventilator support. So she goes back and prays, make my father okay, make my father okay, make my father okay. Nothing seems to happen. The father is not recovering at all. And the hospital says, we don't know what to do. You take a decision whether we could switch off the ventilator or something like that. So she was so desperate that she walked into a nearby church. It was written there, God always answers your prayers. So she sat there and prayed. May what is good for my father happen. The phone busts. They say, your father has opened the eyes, he's smiling and he wants to see you. She rushed back. The father saw her and died. So all along, what was good for death, good for the father, and she was praying, keep him away, and God was keeping him away alive so that you have a lesson. So all our prayers will be answered. It's a cosmic total. Cosmic total will answer your prayers. No doubt about it. All prayers are answered. You may not get what you want, but you will definitely get what is needed. Prayers have to be intelligent. A fellow goes to God and said, give me a head. God starts crying. He said, how can I give you a head? You already have one. Ask for another one, maybe I'll give it to you. But if you ask me for, you have one, how can I give you what you already have? So you're going to Ishvara and saying, give me Sandosham. God is crying. He says, Sandosham is with you, man. You have to know. The Tamil song is there, no? Irukkum idathai vittu illada idam thedi engengo alaigiran. He said it is all along with you. It is like very often, it happened once. I was yesterday when I was there in our yesterday, day before, when we were in that betrothal function. After having tiffin, Vasudha brought me a cup of coffee. I tried to have the cup of coffee with the mask on. Then I realized that something is seriously wrong. Then I realized, oh, the mask is on. So very often we have the kannadi on and say, where is my kannadi? Where is my kannadi? And people all around will giggle. And I'll get angry. I'm looking for my kannadi, you are giggling. In the same way, when I go and say, give me Santosham, God giggles. He says, you already have it, man. You have to recognize it. So the prayer is in stages. I am helpless. So in my helplessness, what do I want help? I said, this is too big. I cannot handle my past. So let me accept it. Let me gracefully accept what cannot be changed. Let me have the strength, the courage to change things which I can. Let me have the wisdom to know what I can change and what I cannot change. May I have unflinching commitment to pursuit of Atma Vidya. Atma Vidya is you are happy. So may I have unflinching but commitment to pursue this. Come what may, this is what I want. That is the story of Nachiketa in Kathopanishad. He goes to Yama's abode and Yama says, you are a Brahmana. So he treats him well and he says, ask what you want. And Nachiketa, intelligent fellow. So he says, he is already in Yamaloka. So he says, when I go back, my father should accept me. What a parnas. Imagine somebody is cremated, you come back home, the fellow is waiting here at home. What will be the shock? So he says, when I go back, my father, so not only has he asked for his life back, he said, father should accept me. Then you are doing some yajna for going to Swargaloka, teach me that. Yama said, taught, and I'll call it Nachiketa Yajna. Third one, he says, they say there is life after death. There is no life after death. What is the reality? Yama says that even saints and devas don't understand. So other than that, don't ask that. I will give you other things. I'll give you chariots. I'll give you women. I'll give you palaces. 8-year-old Nachiketa says. So we say it in Hindi. ये गाड़ी ये सब तुम्ही को मुबारक हो यमराज हमें ज्ञान देना है तो आगे बात कर वरना मैं जा रहा हूं I am leaving चल फुट मैं तो चला Yama says no I will teach you what commitment what vairagyam you have and he says why don't I want all this he says jarayanti tejaha when your entire being goes into artha kama pursuits the sharp edge wears away. Pleasure wears out your edge. That's why, the first few years of number one status, the fellow will be performing very well up and down because it wears out that. You have to constantly keep working on it. So somebody, Serena Williams said, how do you motivate? Somebody asked her, how do you motivate yourself? She says, I put the number 128 seed on the wall and says, this person shouldn't beat me. Whereas the 128 said, I should beat Serena Williams. She says, this 128 shouldn't beat me. Look how the motivation works. So what happens is, somebody says, you are old. Body is old. I am perfectly okay. That's the kind of drive. I decide. So other will base. With Ishvara into your life, bring Ishvara into your life so that the past is resolved. You cannot wish away the past. The past is very much there. You have to resolve the past. Become acceptable. Past has to become totally acceptable to you. Once the past is acceptable, there is space. There is a certain objectivity. In that objectivity, Ishvara's grace will start working. Things will start falling into place. And when your present is, may my investment be, may all my energies be directed towards doing what is proper or what is valid. So that is my energy today. So your future is the outcome of what I do today. So where is the question of problem in future? Because I'm doing the right thing today. I made the right investment today. Future results will always be positive because I've done the right thing today. Past karma written off. New karma I do with a proper investment. So there is no need to be anxious about the future. If I do today well, therefore, next part is talking to myself. I say, I am here now. All that is important to me is the present. In the present, right now, I have no dukkham as it is. Right now, I have no dukkham. I have to work up a dukkham and think of the past. Only then dukkham will come. I have to think of the future. Only then dukkham will come. As of now, any problem? Problem. I have no. See, very often, the person will be in great trouble. There problem. I am perfectly okay. But if you persistently ask him, he'll go back. Yes, yes. Last year this happened. Last year, same date this happened. We have a great capacity to connect to previous janma also. There are special courses available, past regression courses. Okay. They charge you 6,999. So I also plan to do now. I will give you a past regression course. And you go back to the past and I'll tell you, you were a monkey without a tail in the previous janma. How is it going to help you? So Angi fault finding. Because I did not have a tail, I could not jump from this branch to that branch. No problem. Wherever you go, you will have problems. So going somewhere, coming will not work out. Bharata. One who knows how to handle sukha, dukkha, he is a dhira, he is a wise person, and the wise person is ready for Atma Jnana. This is the point. Now comes the changing gears. We are going into the next higher level. Last week we introduced this. Let's see it again. Na sato vidyate bhavaha. Na sato vidyate bhavaha. Na bhavo vidyate sataha. Na bhavo vidyate sataha. Whole line. Na sato vidyate bhavaha. Na bhavo vidyate sataha. उभयोरपि दृष्टोन्तः उभयोरपि दृष्टोन्तः त्वनयोर्तत्त्वदर्शिभिः त्वनयोर्तत्त्वदर्शिभिः whole line उभयोरपि दृष्टोन्तः त्वनयोर्तत्त्वदर्शिभिः so whole verse न सतो विद्यते भावः न भावो विद्यते सतः उभयोरपि दृष्टोन्तः त्वनयोर्तत्त्वदर्शिभिः. So, vidyate na bhava. Bhavaha. There is no existence for asat vastu. That which is not real cannot exist. We'll come to the details. How beautiful it will be. The teacher unfolds. Remember again, this human Sharia has no capacity to unfold. It's only the teacher who unfolds. Okay. So, vidyate na bhava. There is no existence for asat vastu. Asat vastu means that which does not, that is no, that is that which is not real. Okay. Vidyate na abhavaha. There is no absence of the sat vastu. Okay. And antaha, this is the truth. Ubhaya, ubhayo, api, anaya, between these, the difference between these two, asatvastu and satvastu, bhava and abhava, one who understands, tu drishtaha, okay, one who knows this, one who is able to see this insightfully, is a tattva darshi, he knows the truth. The seers of reality know the truth. Last week I introduced, I'll do it again this week for you. You have to understand it very clearly. We'll go on till we understand. There's no way out. There are 3 orders of reality. Okay? One order of reality is the absolute truth. That is called Paramarthika Satyam. There is a second order of reality that is called Vyavaharika Satyam, transactional or empirical reality. There is a third order of reality, Pratibhasika Satyam, subjective reality. Absolute reality is valid for all times to come. Vyavahara reality is only for the transaction. Okay? Pratibhasika is purely personal. Okay? So we need to understand Vyavaharika better. Only then other two will fall in place. Now, for instance, a beautiful example which our Swamiji gives, and I can't improve on the example, so I will also go back to the same example. There is a pot, and it is made of clay. Now, between clay and pot, are they same order of reality? Clay is a higher order of reality than pot. What is the logic? Clay is, pot is. Pot is not, clay still is. That means you can destroy the pot, but the clay is. So clay is called Paramarthika Satyam. Okay? Permanent reality. And pot is Vyavahara reality. First check. Second check. Is there substance called pot minus the clay? Is there a substance called pot? You take a pot and say, what is the pot in this? No, sir, that is a rim. Then it is called a body. There is the space inside. Then what is pot? So pot is a name, a form, and a function. Nama Rupa is Vyavahara reality. It does not have an independent existence of its own, minus the substance which makes it apply to us. This is a pot. This is purely pot. There is Atma, which is the content. So minus the Atma, this has no value. Look at how we beautifully say in Tamil. If the Atma cannot be reflected in this system, they call it Sattu Pochu. What is the meaning? The content in this pot is gone. Thereafter, it is fit only for throwing it to the birds, bury or burn it. There is no other use for this. It's called mortal remains. Asat Vastu never has a reality minus the Sat Vastu. The Sat Vastu alone has reality. Okay, but you see something, name, form, you see something, it is not that non-existent. Therefore, we give a name for that. So, that which is non-existent is not non-existent. It is also not totally existent. It is got in-between existence. Therefore, we call it by a beautiful name called Mithya. Mithya means that which has utility, it has variety, it has novelty, but does not have independent existence of its own. It is called Mithya. What is English for Mithya? Mithya. There is no English word. There is no English word. Some people say illusion. Illusion is pratibhasikam. Illusion is pratibhasikam. Mithya, there is no English equivalent. So, what I see around, the cosmic srishti that I see around is Mithya. What is Asat? Asat had no existence. No independence exists. The Sat was never absent. What is this Sat Vastu? The Drishta, the fellow who sees the Sat Vastu. Here comes a punchline. You are that Sat Vastu. That's what Ishvara comes and tells you. His teacher comes and tells you. He said, when I say you, it means the meaning of the word you minus all your labels and packages. Every time somebody refers to me as a you, they will look at my card. Oh, you're a storyteller. Huh? For happiness code. They are labels, they are packages. Minus the label, minus the package, what am I? That is the meaning of the word you. That is the meaning of the word I. So it will say, you are the cosmic being. On the one side, Ishvara is the cosmic being. On this side, that's left side, is equal to right side. It's an equation. Put a long back. Equation means left side and right side are apparently different, but they are equal. Because if they were not equal, they would not call it an equation. The mark will be like this. It's an equation. This plus this plus this plus is equal to 1. I have to unravel the equation using a certain technique. Bod mass. Subtraction of modala put angyo podu. Answer varad. Your answer will go haywire. So you have to unfold, you have to unravel the equation in a certain manner. You will find left side is equal to right side. This system, which is seeing itself as small, which is suffering pain, the teaching comes and tells you, the guru comes and tells you what undergoes pain, all the changes belong to Mithya world. You, the Satvastu, are not subject to change. You are the changeless, invariable, on which all this variable is happening. For the variable to happen, there has to be an invariable platform. Okay, very often what happens, you are stationary, then you can see things moving. We are in a train. Okay, we ask question, Gudur Vandacha, has Gudur come? Gudur never comes, you go to Gudur. Then you say, my train, look at the way, the speed at which the trees are going in the opposite direction. They are not moving, you are moving. That is the reality. But we understand that reality. We are able to understand that reality and yet relate to the beauty of the trees moving in the opposite direction. We know the sun doesn't rise or set, but we are able to beautifully appreciate the sun rising, setting, and go all the way to Iceland to see all the rising, setting, aurora borealis, Iceland. Okay. On the other day when we were driving back, we said, oh, beautiful, what a lovely full moon. Knowing fully well that the moon does not have a light of its own. The light seen on the moon is not of the moon, it is on the moon. It is not, moonlight is not moon's light. We know it very well. But that doesn't stop us from appreciate the full moon, and we even write poems. Chand phir nikla, we write all that poem. Adukapura pain. Magar tumna jala phir mera dil. Sama dukka dukkam dhiramana adhiramaya. You go to suffering point. But you enjoy the poetry. It's lovely here. The role is going through all this pain. I am the role player. I have no problems. So you know the reality. Understand that we have seen by analyzing that this body is also only a vastu. Because you are aware of the body. You know its weight, size, color, gender, everything about the body you know. The doctor asks you. When you go to the doctor, he will ask you, what is your problem? Just, see, the stethoscope and all these things are no longer needed. He just keeps it for psychological satisfaction. You have a satisfaction. Well, and doctor has seen everything. This is what's your complaint? Then you'll have to say, this is not working, that's not working. You do these tests and take these medicines. So, you know it's a vastu. Because it is not even a vastu now, only the content is a vastu, which is a vastu. You know this is a substance. This is an object of your knowledge. The body is an object of your knowledge. Your emotions are object of your knowledge. You know I am now in a good mood. We find extraordinary expressions to talk about my moods. A nice, beautiful song. Today I'm in a mood to quote all old Hindi songs. A nice song I heard the other day. Shame hum ki kasam, aaj gamgi hai hum. Is so sad. What a beautiful poetry. So we are sadness. You know sadness. That means the mind is an object of your knowledge. You are the knower. Your intelligence is the object of your knowledge. Therefore, you are the knower. All these are changing phenomena. You are the changeless phenomena. That is the you. That's what the teacher is leading. And there's still time. So I will take you into that. You're wondering whether I should take you today, but yeah, I will take you. Let's not, the good stuff you should not wait for next week. So what am I then? What is the nature of this invariable? All this variable happens on an invariable platform. What is the nature of this invariable platform? What is your nature? The nature of everything is a changing. It is made of Panchabhuta. It will one day collapse. It will go away someday. Everything has to go away someday. कुछ पाकर खोना है, कुछ खोकर पाना है. जीवन का मतलब तो आना और जाना है. Okay. So some purist hears all this, he'll say, what is the cinema fellow doing Vedanta class? Okay. But all this, one fellow told me, when you say it makes a lot more sense than all these Vedas, because it works very well. So, what is your nature? What is the nature of the invariable I'm talking about? You, what is your nature? So he says in verse number 17, repeat with me. Avinashitu tat vidhi, avinashitu tat vidhi, yena sarvamidam tatam, yena sarvamidam tatam, yena sarvamidam tatam. Whole line. Avinashitu tat vidhi, yena sarvamidam tatam, avinashitu tat vidhi, yena sarvamidam tatam. Vinashamavyayasyasya, vinashamavyayasyasya, na kaschit kartumarhati, na kaschit kartumarhati. Whole line. Vinashamavyayasyasya, na kaschit kartumarhati, vinashamavyayasyasya, na kaschit kartumarhati. Whole verse. Avinashitu tat vidhi, yena sarvamidam tatam, vinashamavyayasyasya, na kaschit kartumarhati. Once more. Avinashitu tat vidhi, yena sarvamidam tatam, vinashamavyayasyasya, na kaschit kartumarhati. So he says, Vidhi tat tu. Please know this. Tu ye achi tarah jan. Understand that. That, what is that? You, the meaning of you is avinashi, indestructible. All the variables are destructible. The invariable, which objectifies all this variable, is indestructible. Avinashi. Know yourself to be avinashi. Okay? Yena sarvamidam tatam. Everything is pervaded by this avinasha vastu. So let's go to the example of pot. All the pots that you see around are destructible. Clay is indestructible. Before the pot came, there was clay. After the pot came, there is still only clay. When the pot moves, the clay moves along with the pot. You can't tell the pot maker, bring me the pot, keep the clay with you. He will say, sir, Nimhansvana, I can immediately admit you. No other place to go. Okay. Take the example of gold. You go to a shop, jewelry shop, you value gold, you pay for gold, you weigh gold, but you deal. Vyavahara is with ornaments. So ornaments is Vyavahara Satya, gold is Paramarthika Satya. In the same way, come to us. These bodies are destructible matter, asat, which does not have an independent existence of its own. I call it mithya vastu. If you are going to value the mithya vastu, dukkha is your lot. So anyway, it's going to be destructible. There is no way out. Okay? This is a destructible vastu. For the destructible thing you have given, you want it to be forever. Therefore, you have nursed, okay, invested time and heart in nursing false beliefs. Dukkha is your lot. So he says, avinashi tu tat vidhi. Know that avinashi. Okay. Then, and for the avinasha vastu, okay, for the avinasha vastu, okay, no other then for the avinasha vastu, asya avyayasya, that avinasha vastu, that changeless vastu, okay, na kaschit arhati kartum. Nobody can bring about vinasham of the avinasha vastu. You can destroy all the pots in the world. You can't do anything to the clay. You can destroy all the gold or melt them, but gold, it will ultimately go back only to gold. All the bodies can be negated. You don't have to reduce the body to anything. You have to stop giving reality. Stop assigning reality, permanent reality to all these changes. Ascribe permanent reality to the content. to the absolute you. When you say you always mean Atma. Atma is a permanent reality. And anything that you see outside is impermanent, mithya. Okay? But remember, there is something called vyavahara. There is something called business, transaction. You have to speak the transaction language. Otherwise, shows that you have not understood anything at all. So somebody asks you, what's your name? You can't say, Aham Parabrahma Swarupam. They will say, this is what happens if you attend to Vedanta class in an empty stomach. No, you're not supposed. You are saying, my name is so and so. And if the people are in a mood for some kind of Vedantic chacha, you can say, oh my God, is it not a reality? It's only a name. I am something different. Somebody comes and says, I've got a new job, sir. I've got a job paying so much. You tell him, anyway, all this is unreal. What will he say? Who asked you to go and seek his blessings? Worst is, imagine you go to a wedding. How do you going to say, someday it's all going to end? You give them a poke and say, wonderful, live hundreds of years together. Knowing fully well that if yours is itself not working properly. So this is called Vyavahara Satyam. That is the Vyavahara Satya. So understanding that I am Atma, understanding that twinkle, twinkle, little star, I understand that it neither twinkles nor it is a little star, but it doesn't stop me from seeing the beauty. I understand the sun does not rise or set, but I can make use of the phenomena. I know this has no reality as such, no permanent reality, but it has a certain empirical existence useful to me. It has got an empirical, very useful to me. We know these flowers and all are unreal, but gives you a great sense of beauty. It helps me appreciate creation. So we have to go back a little bit. We saw Ishvara as the intelligent cause. Ishvara is the intelligent cause of what we, in our language, we don't use the word creation at all. Srishti is manifestation, not creation. You don't create an apple. Out of the seed, the apple manifests itself. That's why Srishti means manifestation. So the manifestation that we see around has an intelligent cause. Ishvara. Okay? Where did the material come from? This is a book. It definitely has an intelligent cause. So there was a fellow who supplied a festoon of papers. They cut it in certain size. They printed it and made it a book. So this has an intelligent cause and a material cause. So what is the material cause for this Srishti? Who gave the material? If you say there is God A and God B gave the material. So if there is a strike in God B's factory, God A had it. So therefore, we have to look at the whole thing differently. We have to say, Ishvara created this Srishti out of himself. So he is the Abhinna Nimitta Upadana Karanam. He is a non-separate, intelligent and material cause of creation. So when somebody comes and tells me that what you see is only Ishvara material, nothing other than Ishvara, I better listen. I am not preaching. I am not promising you dates and 72 virgins, okay? I am not promising you bread and wine. I am only telling you what you see is Ishvara and nothing else other than that. It deserves at least approach. Apriya. Yes. What is the example? Can you give me some examples? I said, yes, I can give you plenty of examples. One example is that of a spider. Yatha urnanabhi. The spider comes down, creating a web from out of itself and folding back into itself. Where is the web? Sir, it will come, will go back. In your dream, you have created a Srishti. In your dream that evening, you would have created the hotels, Nungambakam High Road, Chapade, the entire betrothal function replay. Where is the material came from? She didn't enter your head. You created it out of yourself. Just as the dream world is created out of me, just as a spider creates something Yatha Romani, out of myself, all this thing has come. No, Akshay, it all came out of me. In the same way, Ishvara is the non-separate, material and intelligent cause of creation. Now understand why for us, Sanatana Dharma, everything is Pujaniyam. Because what is the material? Ishvara. Intelligence I can understand. Material, Ishvara. It is only from this knowledge that we are able to make a lump of turmeric and call it Ganesha. Look at the mantra. Asmin Haridra Bimbe Mahaganapatim Avahayami. I know very much that this is a lump of turmeric, but I am invoking Ganesha there because he is the material cause of creation as well. Having created Ganesha there, I won't put that Ganesha in sambar. Okay, we will do this. We will not put it in sambar and eat it. Out of anything, we just cover a glass of water. Is it Asmin Jale, Ganga, Jamuna, Sindhu, Kaveri, Narmade, Jalesmin, Sannadim Kuru. Everything is invocation. That's why when we buy new things, we put a kungumam for that. Everything is pujaniyam. Suppose you stepped on 1,000 rupees demonetized note, yet you will touch her. Because for me, it is Lakshmi. If you casually kick a book, it is Saraswati for me. There is a spirit. Ishvara is the abhinna. It is not something in the picture. I have defied him in a picture. It is, that's why when we do the puja, we say, Asmin Bimbe, Mahavishnu Satyanarayana Avahayami. In this picture, I am invoking Satyanarayana. In this picture, I am invoking Shiva. What is Shiva? Shiva is a representation of a given phenomena of the cosmic whole. There is a cosmic whole. My understanding of Ishvara as a total cause, as a total material, gives me the freedom to invoke in a deity a given phenomena. What is the given phenomena? Shiva as a phenomena stands for destruction of everything. It's a phenomena I'm able to invoke. That is my spiritual maturity. Understand that my spiritual maturity, you are that Atman, Brahman, not this body. So live with that knowledge. Have that knowledge. Commitment to knowledge is I am the total being. I function through this temporary dwelling. This is called ayatanam. Ayatanam means equipment. Upadhi, equipment. It is just an equipment. I function, I the Atma, am functioning through this equipment. This equipment has certain special features. This equipment has something called Sukshma Sharira. In the Sukshma Sharira, when that Atma's reflection touches, the Sukshma Sharira as though becomes alive and separate. So I have to keep telling the Sukshma Sharira, you have no independent existence. Remember, you are only Atma. It is like I am playing the role of some Pichikaran in a drama. I have to keep reminding myself that I am not Pichikaran. I am so and so. And by playing this beggar, I am richer. So play the role to the best of my ability. So at the end of the drama, I don't stand outside the gate and continue begging. Others will come and say, sir, super on sir, Pichakara Visham. Further super Pichakara Visham, one fellow acted as a dead body. Sir, you acted so well as a dead body, sir. He agreed to die because he knows he's not going to die. Adapola, understand I am the total being. This is my reality. Avinashi tu tatvidhi. And for this Avinashi tatvidhi to know this database must be clean, must be clear. And for getting it clear, matras, parshas, tu kaunteya, acceptance. I have to bring Ishvara into my life. Clear up this database. Once this is cleared up, in bhakti, Atma reveals itself to you. Atma will reveal itself to you, and it is not an event which is going to happen in time. It is a reality. It's already there. You just have to own up. You just have to own up. There is no question of you being different and things like that. I don't have to achieve anything. I don't have to reach any place. There is no reaching. There is no achieving. There is only knowledge. Knowledge is Aham Brahmasmi. Last week I told the story. There was this prince who assumed that he was a turkey. And what happened? He went under the table. He took off his clothes, went under the table, and he's eating crumbs. And he says, I'm a turkey, I'm a turkey. So they call a guru turkey. The guru turkey also goes under the table and said, bring, let's all eat. After 3 days, the guru turkey says, let's wear a shirt. So the turkey says, this prince says, turkeys don't wear shirts. He says, no, I know turkeys don't wear shirts. But turkey can also wear shirts. So they wear shirts. Then the guru says, let's wear trousers. He says, what trousers? Turkeys don't wear. I know turkey doesn't wear trousers. But turkey can also wear trousers. Then he says, let's eat with cutlery. Finally, he says that turkey can also be a prince. You know that? He says, what rubbish, man. I am a prince already. Why should I be a prince? I am already a prince. We have all taken ourselves to be this mortal body, suffering, pain. The only vision comes and says, paradigm shift. Stop seeing the painful anatma. The moment you see it as anatma, it cannot even have pain. What can this pain, this thing have? It has got no pain. If I throw it on the floor, nothing will happen to this. I will say, Ajijo, so many 1,000 rupees gone. Suppose somebody promises, what is the question? I guarantee, sir, we'll buy you another. I will deliberately throw it on the floor. So it is some emotions invested here. Otherwise, this has got no capacity to trouble me. So this creation that you see, the manifestation that you see, if you allow it to go inside, what is outside, if you allow it to go inside, it can create problems. So keep it where it is supposed to be. Give it the right value. When you say tan sthitik shasva, give this the right value. Don't give it overvalue, don't give it undervalue. Give it the right value. Let things be outside. Let there be a constant self-talk. Aham brahmasmi. Ahamasmi brahmahamasmi. Chidananda rupa shivoham. We'll do. We'll do that. What a sloka it is. Amazing. Nirvana Shatakam. We will see. We'll lead that and we'll see the meaning as well. I am none of this. Shivananda Rupa. Chidananda Rupa Shivoham. Let's remind ourselves. Constantly remind ourselves. The individual ahankara is small. The ahankara needs to relate to the total so that some cleaning up process can be done. I become fit for understanding that I am the total. For owning up a fact that I am the total. So he says, Avinashitu tat vidhi yena sarvamidam tatam vinasham abhyayasyasya na kaschit kartu. Nobody can destroy the Avinashi. That which is, nobody can touch clay. You can't destroy clay. You can destroy all the pots you like. With that, take it to yourself. The coming weeks, we'll see more. So reflect at home. Every day, start your prayer today. May my past be totally acceptable to me. May I stop pursuing things which are meaningless. May I stop living in the past and living in the future. May my commitment be to pursuit of self-knowledge. Where in the prayer, please do this prayer. May my commitment be to self-knowledge. The moment you say, may my commitment be to the self-knowledge, Ishvara will start putting a teacher into your life. As long as you are running after other things, he will say, okay, then pursue that. The moment you say, my commitment is to self-knowledge, come what may, that's my priority. May I invest my time and heart in things which are valid. The moment you say that, lot of clarity will happen. And in that clarity, you get a certain unique objectivity, which makes dealing with this Srishti fun. It is Leela. If you don't know how to deal with the Srishti, it is MBBS. I think I told you. Miserable, boring, burdensome struggle. If you know how to deal with it, Leela. So we'll stop at this point and next week we'll see further. Swasti prajabhya paripalayantam nyayena margena mahim mahisha go brahmanebhya shubhamastu nityam loka samastha sukhino bhavantu kale varshatu parjanyah prithvi sasya shalinim desho yam shobharahitah brahmana santu nirbhaya sarve bhavantu sukhinah sarve santu niramaya sarve bhadrani pashyantu ma kaschid dukkha bhag bhavet asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityorma amritangamaya om purnamada purnamidam purnat purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Sadgurunath Maharaj की जय हो, स्वामी दयानंद महाराज की जय हो, सब संतों की जय हो, पवन पुत्र हनुमान की जय हो, बजरंग बली की जय हो, जय हो. See, when we talk subjects like Avinashi and things like that, the language will become and the speed may increase. So if anybody finds the speed so much, you can always call me and say this area was a little too fast. Please repeat it for me. I will repeat it for you. You can also call me privately and talk to me. If there are any areas which you have, which you need a little more clarification, I'll be very glad to explain. Okay. Is there any questions? Please, I can handle it. We have a few minutes time.
Good evening, Atimber.
Good evening, Adrit.
What is the Karana Shariram?
Okay. Let's say there are three shariras. Adrit wants to know what is Karana Shariram. So we have a Stula Shariram, which is the physical body. Okay. We have something called subtle body. Subtle body means the functions, the seeing function, all those functions are called the subtle body. The Karana Sharira is a program, or let's say it is the past karma, which keeps this Sukshma Sharira and the Stula Sharira together. There is some cause. It is the cause. Let's say it's the cause which has brought my Stula and Sukshma together. Why should I be born of these parents? Why should I be born in this part of the country? Why not elsewhere? Why should I have this body shape? Something like a DNA, which is the cause. And the cause is simply called by avidya. It is unknown. We do not know what is the cause, but we know there is a cause. There cannot be an effect without a cause. So that the Karana Sharira is the causal body, the program which is the cause of all this happening around my life. That's how I look at it.
One more question.
Yeah, sure.
What is the mind?
Okay. Now, when we talk about the mind is referred to by a term called Antakarana. Adrit wants to know what is the mind. It's known by Antakarana. Antakarana means the instrument inside. Okay, the Antakarana has 4 faculties. One faculty is called Manas, mind. Mind's job is to give you choice to do this or not to do this, to do this or not, proposal, volition, and things like that. Then you have Buddhi. Buddhi is the decisive factor in you, faculty in you. There is something called Chitta. Chitta is the bank of memories in you. Ahankara is the notion. You generally tend to ask a question, if I do this, what do I get? What do I get out of the whole thing? That is the Ahankara. These 4 together are called Antakarana. Mind is that aspect of the Antakarana which takes care of your choice, the pair of opposites that you choose from. Should I, shouldn't I? That is called the mind. And by its very nature, the mind will constantly be giving you, should I, shouldn't I? Should I, shouldn't I? Should I, shouldn't I? It's the nature of the mind. That's how the mind functions.
Thank you very much.
Fine. So, okay. Yeah, we'll meet next week again. Anybody? If you want anything, please call me. Yeah.
One minute.
Yeah,
Namaskaram. நீங்க காரண இத பத்தி சொன்னீங்க. இப்போ அது அது இருக்கு, ஆனா அது எங்க இருக்குன்னு நமக்கு தெரியாது. லைக் எலக்ட்ரிசிட்டிங்கிற மாதிரி வச்சுக்கலாமா? மின்சாரம் இருக்கு தெரியும், ஆனா அது தொட்டும் பார்க்க முடியாது, பார்க்கவும் முடியாது.
அத
மாதிரி something a part of our body, something a part of our body which we cannot see, like electricity.
It is like Stula Shariram is seen. Sukshma Shariram is felt. The Stula and the Sukshma Sharira function only because of the Karana Shariram.
Okay.
It is the functional part of my system which I can only try to understand. அந்த மாதிரி இருக்கு அப்படினு சொல்லலாம், அவ்வளவுதான்.
Okay, thank you. Wonderful lecture.
Okay,
thank you very much.
Thank you. Well, everything, everything belongs to the Guru. Swami Dayananda Ji ki I owe everything. Whatever I say belongs only to the teacher. So I'm grateful I'm able to share it all with you.
We are also fortunate to hear that.
Right.
Thank you, sir.
Right.